Alright, Schlockmeister fans, from the Roger Corman Comedy Collection, so you know it's got to be funny, right? It's called Beach Balls. Let's check it out.
Besides, she only likes musicians.
This is Charlie on the left. The actress Philip Paley, Chaka from Land of the Lost.
Okay, she goes to clubs. I've seen her. Charlie, nobody likes a crybaby.
And he's digging that girl Wendy on the beach in the bikini.
And you have 1 more year before you are legally an adult.
Charlie's mom.
I can't wait.
And if you can't abide by the rules of this household, well, we'll just march you right down to the probation department and see if you can't abide by the rules of juvenile hall.
She's a holy roller, too. Charlie's friend Scully, and the girls Wendy and Tony.
You gotta eat some seaweed, man. There's vital proteins in this stuff. You're a musician, and you gotta get up for the gift. Can we cut you a little?
Turns out Wendy only likes guys who play in bands. Wendy's brother's the lifeguard. He's a jerk.
Is that your brother?
Unfortunately, yes.
Don't feel bad. That's my sister. I think she's in love with your brother.
Weird.
Yeah, no shit. Why does he seem so uptight?
You think that anyone that's not a young Republican is a bad influence on me?
Doug and his buddy, I think they're suffering from roid rage.
Looks good. Nah, it's crooked. Well, I can't tell. Well, I can. Got a tape measure in here. I'll get it. I don't like people going through my desk.
Mom and Dad are going away to see a preacher,
Blessed is the good we are about to receive. Amen.
a big televangelist.
I've been waiting until we were all together to let you know that your father and I are going away tomorrow for a week.
How fun!
Personally, I like to see something a little bit darker on your lips. Wait, let's test.
Scully and Tony are getting into it.
Where's my sister? Where's your sister? Better yet, who are you? Why are we here? What's our mission in life?
What are you doing here, Doug?
That's the band, Douglas R. Starr, Dr. Starr. Doug doesn't like Charlie with his sister.
I don't want you hanging around with my sister. Come on, Wendy, I'm taking you home.
Get out of here! No way!
Wendy, is this your brother? You never told me he was so, masculine.
Listen, buddy, I don't know who you think you are.
He'll be around that quick.
I heard your parents went away.
Yeah, it's common knowledge, huh? But, my sister's still around, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go back in the water.
Out of here. My sister's coming home, and when she finds out you're here, she's gonna call the cops.
You're such a pussy, Harrison. Aim that somewhere else, will you? I'm breathing here.
Listen, man, you gotta get the hell out of here.
Maybe Tony and I should be going.
Regardless of what I say.
Charlie has a probation officer because apparently he stole a car
I'm
once.
talking juvenile hall here.
Wait a minute. I'm too fragile for juvenile hall. I mean, they'll either kill me or they'll change my name to Charlene.
Now, Charlie's sister, Kathleen, is kind of a bitch, and she's always narking on him, so he's going to pay her back now. That's her diary. And he's going to write some things in there to doctor it up. Why? We're about to find out. He takes the diary to Doug, the lifeguard.
I thought it might hold some kind of a clue. Anyway, it's all about you. Me? Get out of here. No, I'm serious. Check it out. Dear Diary. Doug. Realist? Since when? Since today.
Look, if Wendy's the type of chick that goes for some dude she's seen on stage over another dude who really cares about her, this chick's not for you, dude.
Oh, first she's my soulmate, and now she's the wrong chick?
So they have a big party at Charlie's house. He's got his sister out of the way. Out on a date with Doug. And of course, Wendy's fascinated with Keith, the lead singer of Severed Heads in a Bag. Doug shows up at the party.
If it isn't Dick and it's two gonads. What do you say? Nice night for a party, isn't it?
Or Doug's friend, actually.
That'll be $24. Yeah? Put it like that. Sam!
Lead singer and Wendy.
Well, I'm putting a lip lock on my love loss.
Oh, you crazy bitch!
I told you to stop!
Oh man, that was lame. You hang around like you want it and then you pull this shit.
What do you think I am, some kind of groupie?
Yeah?
You think I'm a groupie?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a groupie.
Too bad I like groupies.
They played a practical joke on Doug to make him think he might be homosexual. Meanwhile, since she struck out with Keith, she now decides Charlie's good for her.
I really like you too.
You really like me?
Yes.
Probably every motel on the Pacific Coast Highway.
What for?
I made up this elaborate lie so that your brother would think my sister wanted him to ravish me.
All hell breaks loose at the party. The lead singer hurts his hand so he can't play guitar. And a big mess is made. Doug is confused.
I'm a homosexual.
Is this the surprise?
The clerk in the motel room was attracted to me, so I must be a homosexual. I'm gonna have to kill myself.
That's how that works.
Doug, I'm attracted to you.
God, I'm so confused.
Mom and Dad come home to this. Mom passed out because she found out the televangelist was a crook.
Your mother had what I guess was a nervous breakdown. See, when they busted that phony reverend that she was so nuts about, she came unglued. Al here was sitting next to us on the plane. Fortunately, he had some sedatives with him.
And fortunately, he's an A&R guy. Kathleen and Doug. He's not a homosexual.
I'm so glad I'm normal.
Stop slobbering. Don't talk.
I'm sorry.
The A&R guy, of course, is going to listen to them play. Charlie has to join the band because lead singer's hand is hurt. And of course, the guy loves them. The next day, we have three couples, Doug and Kathleen.
I'm thirsty. Did you remember the lemon wedge?
I forgot.
I wanted a lemon wedge.
And on the other side of the beach, Tony and Scully, and of course, Wendy and Charlie. Our movie ends with some good news.
Hey, that guy from New York ever come around?
Just call me. He says he wants to sign it.
Right, on one condition.
What? You join the band.
Yeah. What about equipment? Al says it's no sweat.
So what do you think?
What do I think? Of course, man, yeah.
Cool. I'll call you about rehearsal.
Alright, let's talk about this movie, Beach Ball. It's a movie that I taped off of cable, probably 1989, maybe late 88, I don't know, something like that. And I never watched it. I don't think I knew anything about it. Years later, I tried to track down a VHS copy of it, and I found it. I think it's like a mini clamshell box. I do have the pre-recorded VHS of this. I watched it at that time. Again, nothing stood out for it, except for the fact that the main actor in this movie, the star, is Philip Paley, who you may remember as Chaka on Land of the Lost. He looks totally different here because he's not in a wolf costume or whatever he was. He was a Pakuni. So anyway, what you have here is basically a mindless teen sex comedy from the 80s. It came out in 1988. Our lead character here, Chaka, he is Charlie Harrison, and he's got a thing for this girl named Wendy, who he sees at the beach all the time. But Wendy only likes guys who are in bands, so he happens to know a guy who's in a band. So he introduces her to the lead singer there, and the lead singer tries to come on to her, and she rejects him because he's very aggressive. He's like, I like groupies. And she's like, what do you think I am, a groupie? And she's like, yeah, I like groupies. So that doesn't work out. And then she goes back to Charlie, and they kind of hit it off. Charlie's parents leave at one point, so there's a big party at the house, and Charlie's having an ongoing dispute with his sister, who's left in charge. She's kind of a bitch, though. Ultimately, Charlie's parents come back home, and Charlie's mom was like a big holy roller. They went to see some televangelist TV guy and turned out to be a fraud. So they come back home, and apparently some A&R guy was on the airplane with them and helped them bring the mom home, who was completely distraught. I don't understand why that would happen. But anyway, an A&R guy came in the house, and he's like, oh, this is your son. Yeah, your dad was telling me about you. You play guitar. Meanwhile, this band, Severed Heads in a Bag, I think is what the name of the band is, the lead singer hurt his hand, so he can't play guitar. So Charlie decides to sit in with the band, and they just have basically an impromptu show for this A&R guy, and then they find out later on that the A&R guy liked them. As long as Charlie accepts as long as Charlie joins the band, they're going to get a record contract, and that's how our movie ends, with Wendy and Charlie on the beach celebrating. Oh, there you go. Yeah, pretty mindless. There's a few nude scenes thrown in, not a lot, just a few boobs here and there. Not bad. That's pretty much it, though. Other than that, it's kind of like it's kind of fascinating to see Chaka all grown up and being horny teens. So anyway, that's pretty much it. It's called Beach Balls. Philip Haley has done very little since then. I think he only did one other thing since then. Now he's goes about to Comic-Cons and stuff with a couple other members from the Land of the Lost cast. So I would like to see him sometime and bring him over my DVD of Beach Balls and have him sign it. So there you go. Anyway, it's called Beach Balls. Roger Corman produced this apparently from the Roger Corman Comedy Collection. I'll leave a link to it down below. It's pretty cheap. You can get this for less than $10, I think. And it's not bad for what it is. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. It's called Beach Balls. Watch it. Bye.